Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to the live of Dan Rock's Rock Box. Whether you're joining us on Facebook or our YouTube channel, good evening. Welcome. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Sandra. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Carolyn. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for last night. Absolute diamond. So we are going to be going over the full moon altar for tomorrow night. This is tomorrow night. But if we can just touch down on people's connections to their crystals. Again, today is another connect and carry day. So if anyone, hi Sarah. So if anybody wishes to share their connection, hi Belle, then please do so. If you have come on board and you've not connected with your crystals, then whilst the others are going through their connections, if you just want to take this time just to sit and think on the full moon that's happening tomorrow, think of the strawberry full moon, and then also think that it's a lunar eclipse. So while we're going through the connections, for the other people who aren't connecting, just think of those energies, think how they resonate with you, and start thinking of some words, maybe some crystals that are coming to your mind. And then I'll ask for those once we've finished with the connections. So if you've connected and you wish to share, please do so. We'll spend about 10 minutes on the connecting. If you haven't connected, take these 10 minutes to think about the full moon, lunar eclipse. There's a lot of energy around at the moment. And we've got the strawberry quartz at the strawberry moon, which is the full moon of June, and it represents that time of when the strawberries are good to pick. That is where the name came from for the strawberry moon. It's the time for picking, for harvesting the strawberries. But then we've got the lunar eclipse, which is mainly following our heart. So let's look at our heart and see if that is clear, see if that is open and free for us to follow. So we might wish to think of some crystals to bring on board to help with that. Absolutely, Carolyn. I think it will change people's minds about reptiles. Yes, yes. And also it's really quite nice because tonight we haven't got Mr. Biggles upstairs. We have Mr. Biggles downstairs. He's right next to me. So he's not operating from the upstairs. He's done a thing where I've got the laptop here and then the webcam is just up here. So if I don't keep looking at the webcam, please, I do apologize. It's a new thing for me. But Mr. Biggles, aka Adam, is next door. He's just here. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi, Anthea. Nice to see you. Hi, Carolyn. So just give people time to come in with any connections with their crystals they're working with. Thank you, Lucy. I connected with my pink opal, and today I got a pink snake with pink eyes. He was slithering across what looked like pink marble or a pink slice of rhodochrosite. He came to me and wrapped himself around me as if to hug me. I felt loved. I wasn't sad or worried like previous days. I've also been seeing 1111 all week. Beautiful. Fantastic. So yes, so again we've got snake, which we've discussed previous weeks when that's come down, of being a huge guide in healing. And so the fact that it wrapped itself around you was giving you that kind of either putting in or taking away. And the fact that you felt safe. So really nice heart energy there, the higher heart, giving you that freedom to start receiving and giving that love. We're connecting to the universal love with the pink center, the higher heart. So that is beautiful. I have remembered to carry, and today I have felt irritated by people. Okay. But that's just seeing that and feeling that irritation. Might just be that there is change going. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Heather. I know, Nikki. There is so much enthusiasm when it comes to Biggles. He is, yeah. You should see him when he gets excited. It doesn't happen. So my connection with Jerry Rhodonite today was quite different. I felt an immediate tingling shooting down my legs and out through my feet. My feet felt like they were in squelchy mud up to the ankles, and I felt very grounded and strong. Right from my feet up to my waist, I was then aware of a raspberry coloured glow around my heart chakra, and then a white pale pink bird spreading her wings right out wide, preparing to take flight. It was quite magical. That sounds magical. And again, even though we're working on the high heart and you're bringing Jerry Rhodonite up there, which is great, it's sending that sensation of I am still a grounding. I can still ground that higher heart, so I can still send that energy down there. So it's just showing you where to link that into. And also sometimes if we need to shift, feel free to send some down. Send some of that love down to Mother Earth, connecting to that universal body of love with her. So beautiful. And that image of a bird, absolutely amazing. That freedom, that sense of, you know, love freely, but love wisely. So Anthea, taking some time out of my birthday celebrations watching this, although my glass of Prosecco has been topped up ready. I received some pink opal in the post today after Esther recommended getting some from one of her live readings. The connection was instant and I can't wait to grid with it and work with it properly. Beautiful. And happy birthday, Anthea. And it's the lovely Esther's birthday tomorrow. So yeah, we have got our live market tomorrow night. And then I think we're going to tune in to Moon Kestrel because she is briefly going to announce the winner of the Yantra. I don't think she's going to be on there very long. But also at 7:30 tomorrow night, my amazing teacher, Sue Weaver and Marcus, they are doing a live Zoom for a meditation for the full moon from 7:30 till 8:30. I have shared that event on my personal page. I will put that onto the business page as well. So it is an open, free meditation for people just to come in and really get to grips with this. And Marcus is an incredible astrologist, so he will be able to go into more depth of what's going on at the moment with the energies, because tomorrow is the lunar eclipse, but I think at the end of the month we end on a solar eclipse. So there is so much going on there, but it would be so nice to see some of you guys over on the event tomorrow night on Zoom for the live full moon meditation. They are a cracking couple, and I love my crystal teacher to absolute bits. So it'd be so nice to spend that time in their energy. So Anne, my connection with turquoise gave me image of sparrow going back and forth feeding its chicks. It was happy me watching, then taken to a fast river and watching a kingfisher this time. Kingfisher gave me the message to connect with nature. Nature is wise. I went out with dogs to woods after, felt very connected and just watched and listened. Beautiful, beautiful. Lovely, Anne. And yeah, the message was there for you and you did what the message was for, and fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. So yes, Heather, it'd be so nice to see you there. Really, really is. We're hoping, because we're starting our live market at 5, and Esther will be hovering around that. I'm hoping that will come to an end at 7, so then Esther can jump on to do what she needs to do, because I know she's only going on briefly, because bless her, it's her birthday tomorrow. And then I'm going to jump over to Heaven and Earth community. But Sue Weaver, Marcus, I'll share the event page at the end of this onto the business page, or Adam might be able to do that while we're chatting tonight. But it's going to be fantastic. And if people really want to work with the moon energy and really get connected with that, I would really recommend going onto that Zoom meeting at 7:30 till 8:30. If you've got kids, make up a banana sandwich, give them a packet of crisps, entertain them, you know, let them get their own lunch, their own tea. Only jokes, only jokes. Absolutely, get the Prosecco out. I've got me latte here, but many happy returns. Hi, Andrea. Oh, bless you, Nikki. Bless you, yes. Wow. So, now we've all connected with the crystals. We'll start on tonight's topic, which is for tomorrow's full moon. So again, I've stripped the altar bare. I do this so it's more easy for people to look at what we're doing. But I know a lot of you have got your altars and you're using them yearly. So you're just looking at your altar now that would have been from the new moon. So looking at that and then just taking away what no longer resonates with that altar and just replace with what is now needed. So hi Esther, you right, sweetheart? I don't know if you've been on while I've been chatting away, but I was just saying to these lovely people that tomorrow night, we're looking to be winding up the market at around 7, because my lovely crystal teacher, Sue Weaver, they're doing a live meditation for the full moon at 7:30 till 8:30, which is a free Zoom event. So we're hoping to get the market wrapped up, so then you can pop on to Moon Kestrels to do your reveal, and then hopefully gives us time to move on to the live meditation on the Zoom channel. So hopefully we can all do that. Would be amazing. So it's a strawberry moon tomorrow. So strawberry moon is, like I said, it would initiate the time of harvesting the strawberries. The strawberries will be coming into season, ready to pick. That's where the tradition came, calling it the strawberry moon. So we've got that nice sweet energy, that nice red but pink. So in the center here, I've gone for hematoid quartz. So the mixture of the hematite, the red, with the quartz. So I've got that in the center there to represent and to honor tomorrow's moon. And we've also got that lunar eclipse. And the energies at the moment can be quite turbulent. We might be going through some shifts, some changes, and especially throughout the next few weeks when we actually get to the solar eclipse at the end of the month. So for me, I'm honoring this as that holding energy, but bringing in the clarity, still allowing me to connect to anything that's being sent down from above, but really holding me in my own space. So again, tonight, when I ask you for your ideas of what to add on to this altar, just think of crystals that are there to hold, to soothe, to calm, to help us to release anything that needs to go. The lunar eclipse is allowing us to follow our heart. So we need to make sure that our heart center, or centers, not just a green heart, but the pink, the higher heart, and especially the high heart linking in with the strawberry moon, and the fact that this week most of us are working with pink crystals. We are on the higher heart chakra. So all this linking is amazing. So just really think about that. I have laid out my elements. Okay, so this is my north direction, and north is earth. So I've got my piece of petrified wood to resemble. Yes, I keep forgetting that the camera is up there. Then we've got east. East is air. So I have my smoky quartz, freeform, for air for the east. South is fire. And again, I always use my carnelian for south, for fire. And then west, water. And unfortunately, my piece of aquamarine that I use here has found a new guardian to go and live with. So blue calcite has come in, and that really jumped at me today to be, can I be part of the altar? So that's my water. And again, that's optional. You don't have to honor the elements. You don't have to bring in the directions. But if you wish, you can do. And you don't have to use big pieces. I'm using these big pieces, so they should step out for you guys. You should be able to see them quite easily on the screen. But you can use tumbles. Okay, so now we've got our altar. I have got my oil burner set up, but I'm not going to use that. At the moment, we have got 2 cats in this room with us, and also it's Lex, our rabbit. This is his space. This is where he lives. He's outside at the moment, but this is where he lives. So I don't want to be burning the oils because we're quite closed in here, and with the 2 cats here. So there is an oil burner there. If you wish to bring scent into your altar, you're more than welcome to. Really think again on those energies of, you know, any scent that reminds you of a full moon, strawberry moon, heart energy. Really think about that. And it's the full moon in Sagittarius. The last full moon we had was in Scorpio. We all survived that. Well done, everyone. Now we're in Sagittarius. So we've got that little bit of fire as well going on. And over here, if you haven't got oil burners and you haven't got any essential oils to burn, then I have got incense set up. So either the cones or the incense sticks. Okay, again, I won't be lighting them because of the creature comforts we have by us at the moment. I don't want to upset them. So when you look at your altar, and again, for you, I know we've done these a few times now, these live feeds on the altar, so I know there's a lot of you out there who have these set up. If we're going to make any changes at all, which we will do because we are going to be bringing in new energy, always make sure you cleanse the altar first. You don't need to pack it down. You don't need to do anything. Just return back to your altar from the new moon and just cleanse. So you can either use Palo Santo or the good old California white sage. Any herbs that you've got in your garden that you're drying, we've got a nice collection of sage from a friend's garden hanging up drying, which we want to wrap up and burn. And then just light it and just go around and just smudge, which is what we call cleansing. When we're cleansing with smoke, we smudge, and just smudge that area, just so that new energy is going into the altar and allowing the altar that there's going to be some changes. So it just gets it ready and stirs it and awakens it. We are going to be using a change here, so it's not going to be too drastic with the way you've got it set up. We can now go in and make some changes. So yes, strawberry quartz ester, I have got some by my side here, in case it was mentioned. Rose geranium, beautiful. Yeah, I would have definitely put rose geranium in the oils to have burnt. So yeah, tomorrow when we're in the kitchen, I will be having that going off. So yeah, beautiful. So now I'm going to pass this over to you guys. Before I do, actually, I'll just let you in. Before I came on, I was in a lovely Skype with my son Ruben, and we were talking, and he was asking me how the live videos were going, because normally we do run things past him. When I tell him what I'm going to be talking about that night, he'll be like, oh, can you show me what you're going to do? And I get everything out and I run it through him and tell him what I'm going to do. And today he says, can you run it past me? And I was like, I can't really, because we hadn't got the table in, we weren't set up. But I did say to him, how about you tell me the crystals that you're feeling needs to be on the altar for the full moon, for the strawberry moon, and I will put them on the altar for you. So he mentioned Super 7. You can tell who his dad is. So these are listed on the market. Not that I'm using tonight as any sort of advertisement tool whatsoever. So I'm going to put 2 Super 7 hearts on the altar. And then he also said tiger's eye, which I very much agree with. Because times are going to perhaps be a bit challenging. We are going to feel a bit out of sorts. So for me, tiger's eye is a nice grounding stone, but it gives us that courage, gives us that strength, for the solar plexus as well. So it's good for your willpower. really good for harnessing your own power. So if we are feeling a bit wobbly while we're dealing with the lunar eclipse and the energy is going on, I think he made a brilliant decision of Tiger's Eye. So I'm going to place them on the altar. Now, we're not gridding, so we don't want these to be on any positions or anything at all. This is my altar, and I basically put them where I feel they need to go. We're not working with any geometry here, even though we've got a lovely yantra board on here, the Flower of Life. I don't know if I need to mention who made this yantra board. Bless her. So now I'm going to pass it over to you guys. Ruben's made his decisions. What would you like to see on this altar? So just really think about those energies going on. Think about yourself. You know, take your intentions to your solar plexus, your power center. Take it to your sacral, your intuition, and feel what is needed for you. And if I've got that crystal, I will add it onto this altar for you guys. Okay. Also, when we did the new moon, I asked you for your intentions on a visual level and also on a emotional level, which I have still got. Obviously, I'm not going to burn them tonight because, one, it's not the full moon, and secondly, we're indoors, and I don't think our fire alarm, our smoke alarm would appreciate it if I got the cauldron out and started burning about 20 odd bits of paper, and the cats wouldn't like it. So tomorrow night, after I've done the moon meditation with Sue and Marcus, I will go outside and burn those intentions that you kindly gave to me and ours. So if you've got your intentions under your altar or on your altar, then feel free tomorrow night to burn those, release them out there. Okay. Pink kunzite, Anne. Yes, yes. Let's get this. So normally I do my live feeds in our kitchen. That's where we normally do it. This is the second time now we've been in Dan ROX HQ in the heart of our living room. So behind me, you'll see a part of our stock, just a couple of shelves of the many shelves we've got. So this is why I'm going to be moving along, and it's ideal to have it here because I don't have to go that far. So we had pink kunzite for Anne. I feel like the energy is running really high, and I just feel like I want balance and inner peace. So something really pure and light, please. Yeah, that's why I'm with you with that one. That's why I put hematoid quartz here, because that's my nice balance. So that would be brilliant. So something really pure and light. Yes, yes. So for you, Carolyn, I'm going to put some scholarcite on here. Okay. That will be for you, that pureness. Rhodochrosite. Absolutely, Nikki. Absolutely. So rhodochrosite is on there for Nikki Thomas. Beautiful. I really love these nights where we have this group activity. I love it when there's a Sabbath or a new moon or full moon, because I like getting you guys involved. So Moonstone, Leslie. So Peach Moonstone. There's your Peach Moonstone on the altar, darling. Okay. So that is on there. Lucy, rhodonite and pink calcite, snowflake obsidian, or black tourmaline. Okay. So, rhodonite. Got this nice little raw piece here. So that will be for you. Pink calcite. I'll use a couple of the manganese calcite pieces. Oh. Snowflake obsidian. And some snowflake obsidian. Thank you very much, darling. So that is on there too. I feel like the soothing, calm hug of rose quartz to help stabilize and give comfort. And then Imperial Topaz for some zing. Yes, absolutely. I think I have my Imperial Topaz here. And as we're going for the moon, I'll use this little rose quartz spiral goddess. So she will be down there for that. And then, you know, Imperial Topaz doesn't grow quite that big. So that is the Imperial Topaz. And I'll put it on top of the goddess. She's having a little crystal grid going on. She's having a little crystal sesh. It's all good. Pink tourmaline. Do we have any pink tourmaline? I don't think we do. Yes. Yes. Esther, I'm going to lay down some watermelon tourmaline. All right, sweetheart? Because we've got the pink tourmaline there. Thank you. Oh, I love it. Keep it coming in. Beautiful. Blue apatite or clear quartz. Or how about a bit of both, Sandra? Let's put a bit of both. This is your altar. So there's the blue apatite there. And there's the clear quartz there. Now I am going to be neatering this altar up afterwards. I'm just popping them down here so you guys can see where your crystals are going. All right. So don't think, gosh, you're well messy. Well, yeah, I am messy, but I will tidy it up a bit. Pre-night to heal the healers. Where was my deck of cards? So who was that? Nancy. Thank you so much. I don't have any pre-night, but I do have the card. So please accept. It is on my list. I do need to get some because I love working with it. And even there on the card, it says release, declutter, and for the heart chakra. So I do think it needs to be on here because that's what we're going to be doing over the next few days. We're going to be decluttering. We're going to be releasing. We're going to be with these energies. So perfect suggestion there. Thank you, darling. Selenite. Where did that moon go?
Which one? It's the bottom, right?
And yes, my beautiful selenite moon definitely needs to be coming onto a full moon altar. Beautiful there. Thank you. Anybody? Did someone mention my sewing box?
Yeah.
Perhaps some manganese calcite? Yes. So yes, I already put some manganese on there. But in my feelings, you can't have too much manganese calcite. So I'm happy to overload this altar with manganese because it will be a fantastic one to use over these next few days or few weeks. If we really need to find that comfort, if we just need to be held, I would highly recommend manganese calcite. So absolutely. Apache tear. So yeah, Apache tear are on here. So I know I love my sewing box, Lucy. It's absolutely, this is my healing box. This is what I use as my healing. So I love that. Black tourmaline. Beautiful. Black tourmaline is on there for you. Amethyst. Absolutely. And how are you, Jan? I hope you're well, sweetheart. So yeah, a nice, soothing, sobering stone. So if we want to go through these next few weeks with some clarity, clear thinking, sobering thoughts, not to go down the path of addiction, definitely amethyst needs to be on there. I love it. Do I have? Just bear with me 1 second. I am looking for. There's your rhodochrosite there, Carolyn. Unfortunately, I have no petalite, but I do have these lovely rhodochrosite slices. So they're going to come on here just to double up your rhodochrosite one. Okay. Labradorite, absolutely. We have no blue tiger's eye, unfortunately, Danielle. But labradorite, let's get a big piece of labradorite. But for you, Danielle, there's some labradorite for you. Amazing. Look at this altar just coming about with all of you. Lovely. Septarian. I love Septarian. Septarian is my shamanic go-to stone, and a very nice one for this time of the energies that are going on there, because for me with Septarian we've got the yellow calcite, and then the brown lines are aragonite, and then we've got limestone, this grey. And for me, this is like our old self, this grey, the limestone. And the yellow calcite is like our new self coming out. So it's almost like the phoenix rising out of the ashes. It's like us, the new us, or the us that needs to be us, breaking that mold, coming out of that stagnant old energy. So I love that. Can we see that like that? Because I love how it stands. It's perfect. Oh, I have no gold stone.
Sunstone?
But I can put sunstone on for a bit of bling. We can certainly have a bit of bling with sunstone. But yeah, we don't, because goldstone is man-made, we tend not to have that one. So, but you can more than happy have sunstone, that lovely coppery flex. It is amazing, the cube. I love it. It's such, yeah, and I like how it stands. It's designed so it has a flat corner, so you can stand it up like that. It is beautiful. I like it. Okay. Citrine and Smoky quartz. Oh. Because it's you, Sarah, I'm going to put my citrine celestial cathedral on the altar. And then nice bit of smoky quartz. Nikki, this is what it's all about. It's all about community. It's all about sharing and bringing people together. So yeah, if this is your first time, thank you for being on it and thank you for contributing. This is what I like doing. There's nothing worse than sitting in front of a camera and just talking and not getting no interaction. So when we get to do an altar day, which I do on a new moon and I do on a full moon and we do on a Sabbath, and even when I'm back to work, I will still do these videos because I love getting everyone together and just putting this on there. I mean, the next altar is going to be something else because it's actually, we've got the summer solstice, which will be the next altar on the 20th, and then we've got the new moon, which is the 21st. So that weekend we're going to be cooking. It's going to be amazing. So that's the next time we do that. So absolutely, I'll do them because I've seen the pictures that you guys have done of your altars, and I've seen now how you're not just putting up an altar for 3 days and taking it down. You're keeping that altar going, and you're just taking away each time we come on board. Each time it's a different phase, whether it's new to a full to a Sabbath to a new. I see you guys going back to that altar, making those changes. So it's like a year-long record keeping of what you've done throughout that year. So when it gets to December, you can look at that altar and see where you started in January, see your progression through that. You know, I like to keep something on that altar from the previous one. Well, I think so, Lucy. I think so. I mean, it would have been great if lockdown would have been lifted for the solstice and we could have all come together for the solstice new moon and do an altar for that. But when everything's lifted and we go to that and we go to Dartmoor, I think we'll bring some crystals with us and we can do a grid altar, something at a stone circle. I'm glad, Leslie, you know. I'm on fire. The heat that you guys have generated on this altar is really out there. It is powerful, guys, and it's really amazing. Yes, absolutely, Carolyn. It is. I love that. Oh, Danielle, thank you so much. And thank you, Claire. That means a lot. And it is. Yes, and that's what it is. And for you to mention that change and for Leslie to mention feeling down, this is why I love doing my chakra workshops, because we'd start the day by opening the circle with my talking stick, and so many will hold the talking stick and go, I wasn't going to come today because I'm feeling down, my energy's low, or whatever the reason. And for me, I'm thinking, well, no, you're meant to be here because 1, you've got yourself out of bed. 2, you've got yourself out of the house and 3, you're around a circle of people you perhaps don't know. So that's amazing that feeling down, feeling near, you got through those 3 stages. And then at the end of the day, when I close the circle, I pass the talking stick around, and they are just uplifted. And then I'm so glad I came. Everything shifted, which is why they should have come. And I'm glad they did do that. And the changes from when they start the base workshop, and then, you know, some of the guys have come on to do the throat workshop, and just seeing that change in them, it's amazing. I love it. It's all about people. If I don't have an altar, could I use a tray? Sandra, you can use your windowsill. You can use a corner of your dining room table. You can use your bedside table. You can use a tray. Anything at all. A mantelpiece above the fireplace. Anything. And it's all entirely down to you, Sandra. If you want to keep that, if you want to keep it going, then find a place, dedicate that place for a year-long altar. But if it's something that you're just going to be popping up for 3 days and then taking down again, then yeah, use your tray. But again, find a place where that tray can stay, and you might find that you can still make alterations and keep that altar going. So absolutely, it doesn't need to be this big. I'm only going this big because I'm working with a community. I'm working with a group of amazing people. If I was working on my own, you've seen Esther's personal altars on Moonkestrel. When you join us on a Friday or a Sunday there, you'll see hers. I would perhaps only use a yantra board size. That's what I would use for an altar. And just put onto that what I feel drawn. You know, this is all of your guys' energies. You know, I am literally sitting here with Danielle. I'm sitting here with Lucy. I'm sitting there with Nikki, with Leslie. You're all here, and it's amazing. The energy is fantastic. So sit down, aka Dragonstone. It is, because you also get the black form as well, which is really quite lovely. Hun, you can use anything. Absolutely, yeah. Sorry, I just saw that. Sarah, if you want to find out about the workshop, Sarah Matthews, thank you for finding us and being here. I hope you're enjoying this. Obviously, at the moment, workshops are a no-go because I love doing face-to-face. I only work in the physical form. But if you go on to Dan ROX, the business page, which is what you should be on by seeing this video, just follow the events, and we will be putting up some workshops once we've been given the green light to carry on running them. But if you drop us a little message, I'll be sure to contact you personally through Messenger when we've got the workshops up and running. We all start, if it's the chakra workshops you're interested in, everyone starts with the base. That's our first port of call. We need to get that foundation block. We need to get the stability going and working on the first chakra. Then when you come on the second day, it'll be the sacral. And there's no rush. There's no pressure on you coming on that second day. It's when you feel ready. Then I'll let you know when I'm running the sacral workshop. And then we work up on stages like that. And we do the 13 chakras. So we don't just stop with the crown. We then go for the earth star, the soul star, the spirit chakra, the galactic, and then the divine gateway. So it'd be 13 days in all, but that's spread out through. I mean, some of these guys have been coming for a couple of years now. So it's great. I'm glad you are. So if that is what everyone is happy with, if we're happy with these crystals, and that's not all we can do. Yes, Nikki. When I do my earth, my north, east, south, and west, I do honor the true directions. Okay, I've got to admit this isn't my true directions. I'm only doing this because north is going to be at the top of the video, so it's easy for you guys to see the directions and work in those directions. But yeah, when I set up an altar, I find the true north, and there's so many apps nowadays. I mean, this would be my south. I would just reverse this. This is the south. We're facing south there. The sun always sets there. So the sun rises early in the east and wanders to the west. Whatever normal is going to be, Danielle, it's not what we left. But we can now add our own things to this altar. So we've done these lovely crystals, but you can add feathers. So I've got a couple of swan feathers, because for me, swan is a nice, graceful, calming, powerful bird. And that white energy reminds me of selenite. And so therefore it reminds me of the goddess Selene, who we honor the moon to. So we can have swan feathers on there. Or if you've got an ornament of a swan, if you've got oracle decks, look through them, see if there's a picture of a swan. Place that on there. Obviously, we have owls, which are quite linked with the moon energy. So here I have a lovely snowy owl feather. This is from Athena, and I'm going to place this on the grid, and I'm giving that a bit of personal intent, because bless Athena, she's from the Devon Birds of Prey Centre. She's reached her 20s, and she's now a very old bird, and therefore she's going through a bit of a rough time at the moment. She's not very well. So I'm placing Athena's feather on this altar to give us some of that energy, to give us some of that boost for her. So I picked these up because the key where I work, we have a huge collection of swans. So around springtime, they go through a molt. So I find these and I pick them up. And if you're worried about germs, the first thing I do with my feathers is I put them into a freezer bag, a food bag, and I put them in the freezer for 24 hours. And that's because they might contain mites. And the mites, if we don't treat the feathers, over time will eat and destroy the feathers. So it's always nice to put feathers in the freezer 24 hours to get rid of those mites. And I would perhaps do that every 6 months, because when I've gone out and in, out and used them, you don't know what they've come in contact with. So it's nice just to put them back into the freezer, just to keep that going. So yeah, and then obviously I was blessed by having birds of prey feathers, because of the workshops I do there, and I needed a strong connection to the species of bird, to what crystal I was going to link that raptor to. So Karen, blessed her, gifted me the feathers of the species of bird I wanted to work with, and working with the energy of that bird, I was able to link that in with the crystal. But yeah, pheasants, absolutely. Adam has got a huge collection of pheasant tail. Yeah, when we went to one of our suppliers to do a shop in one of the fields of fox or something, that had a pheasant, and there were loads of tail feathers. So we honoured that pheasant by keeping the tails, and one day they're going to become a smudge fan. Oh, don't, ticks. Oh, no, we will not go down that route. So yeah, again, don't forget, we're now on the full moon. So the full moon is going to be at the height of the energy. Anything we want, anything we need, bring that into the full moon, because after the 3 days of the full moon, she starts to wane, so the energy starts to lessen. So look at your altar, write down any intentions you want to work on or you want to bring in from the full moon up into the new moon, and have those intentions on there to remind you, to give you a focal point. So while the moon energy is lessening, we have something to draw on, to go, no, actually, I put that on the full moon. That's when the energy was at its highest. I've still got that energy. I can still keep going. So if we're going through a wobble, if we're going through a dip, look at the altar, look at that bit of paper with those words on, and remind yourself to keep going on. Or you can have a crystal on there that brings in that energy that you desire. And then also, we're not just looking at crystals that's going to help us. We also need to consider those crystals that have helped us through the last cycle. So we all know that on a full moon, we can charge our crystals. So any crystals that have worked with us, and I say use the crystals that have worked with us through that last cycle, because if we went to charge all of our crystals, it would take us forever. And especially when there are people saying, oh, you must have your crystals outside on a full moon. No, 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 no. Do not do that if you don't feel safe doing so. And for us, if we got all of our crystals out for the full moon, it will be a new moon by the time we finish getting our crystals out. You can have them on the windowsill to charge, but also on your altar. Okay, this is our dedication to the moon. This is getting that energy flowing, that energy buzzing. So for me, I'm now going to put onto this altar those crystals that have worked for me since the cycle began. Okay. And I must say, I don't like these evenings of the full moons, because this is where I normally have to leave crystals on the altar and go to bed without them. And when you've just spent a cycle with these crystals, you've grown attached, you've grown a bond, you know what they're like, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to have to leave you here to charge. So I'm going to have to go to bed with either a new set of crystals or on your own. And it's a bit Oh, so the crystals that I've worked with this cycle is my Herkimer diamond. Always my iolite. Always give that a charge. I'm always working with that. My hemomorphite. That's really worked with me. That's really worked for me this past cycle. My Gemmy rhodonite. And then finally, my chrysocolor. So as you can see for me, just this cycle, I've worked with 5 crystals that have really helped me, that, you know, I've slept with, I've connected with, we've shared, exchanged energy with each other. So it's really important now. This is their time for themselves. This is their holiday. They've worked wonders. I've thanked them. Now they're just going to bask out and have 3 days of just being them on this altar and charging. Is there a particular crystal you should put on top of your intentions? You can go for clear quartz. Clear quartz is my first go-to because that amplifies energies. So if you've got an intention and you put that clear quartz on top, that's going to amplify that energy. So that would be brilliant. But rose quartz, if you want it to be a nice, loving energy. Moonstone, if you want it to be a calm, gentle energy. But anything that you feel drawn to point onto that intention, guide by your own intention there, Sarah, and go with what that is. Absolutely, Nikki. The moon is strong, and I always use the sun for that example, and especially this time of year. And we've just had a few weeks of that lovely sun weather. Now, I've been indoors, but I have still felt the heat of that sun. The sun has still penetrated the house. There is no reason why the moon can't do the same. So the moon energy will still come down. And if we didn't do the altar, I would normally just go along the crystals and I would just say, we're now entering the stage of the full moon. May the full moon energy come into this house and charge my crystals. But when we're setting up the altar, we're already honoring, we're already stirring that energy, and the moon is going to know that this is a dedication to her. I know, look at that Herkimer. I love it. It is beautiful. Do I have any iolite for sale? The answer to that is yes. I always have iolite for sale, but I always like to think that the iolite is all for me. I love iolite. It is my, it's so beautiful. It's so me. So I like to keep all of that. So I didn't realize you had to leave them out. I like to, because for me, I like to work in the power of 3. And for me, technically, we do have 3 days of the full moon. So I like to do that. And also, it's just nicer to really get those energies going. You know, if we just quickly chucked a load of crystals, chucked our intentions onto the table and gone, right, next morning, break it all down again. It's just a little bit more energy exhuming, whereas to set it up and really take your time. And you can still add to it. You know, you can add to it whenever you feel like you're adding to it. You might put a crystal on tomorrow night when you're doing your own altar. You might put a crystal on, and come Monday, you might look at your altar and go, that doesn't need to be there. Take it off. If it's done its work, if the energy is exchanged and it's done what is needed to be done, then take it off. If you've set up your altar tomorrow and on Saturday or Sunday, if you're going through the park or going for a walk and you find something and think, oh, that would look nice on my altar, pick it up, put it on the altar. Okay, follow your intuition. And this is what I love, and what you guys do so amazing is when you send me the pictures of your own personal altars, how they're all so different, but they all make sense and they're all beautiful because they're part of you. You've exchanged your energy and you've put that into creating this altar. So don't ever be afraid. Don't ever, you know, step back from doing something. Go about it. Oh yeah, I still, well, I mean, I don't put mine outside at all. We live in a bit of a rough estate. Trust me. If we put them out there, they'll be on eBay by the time we've woken up. So no, we wouldn't put them outside. But yeah, I would charge them for the 3 days. I would still, these crystals I won't be using until the 3 days are over. And then any of them that still wish to work with me will come back to me. Those that won't, they'll go back onto my personal shelf and I'll see what else comes about. So yeah, so any questions at all about the altars or about this at all? I mean, you don't have to do it tonight. The full moon's not until tomorrow, so you've got a good day to think about this, sleep on it, start planning, start seeing what's going on and what you want to do, see where you want to put your altar. And like I said, I know there's so many of you who already are keeping your altars and you're just going to be adjusting them, which is amazing. I love doing that. But I am here and I'm always happy to lend a hand. And just remember, it's your individual altar. You can simplify it as much as you want, and you can put in as much as you want. Obviously, like I said, this is like this because we've collectively come to this, and then I will neaten it up a bit afterwards. Okay. But I know those of you who have followed these through, you'll hold at this. You're just going to go off tomorrow and do an amazing job. And those who have just come on board, you're going to do an amazing job. Yes, make your moon water, make your essence. Yes, absolutely, Anthea. It's so nice. And we don't need to dedicate a huge amount of space. Okay, so Nikki, in the north, this the element is earth. So you look at your crystal collection and see what represents earth to you. For me, I normally look at the grounding stones. So normally black tourmaline, fossilized wood, that earthy energy. And then we go to the east, and east is the element of air. So I use Smoky quartz. So although it's a grounding crystal, it has got that air element to it. But again, you could perhaps use blue lace agate for that cooling, soothing. You could perhaps use blue calcite, which I've got for my water. Anything that looks at you. I mean, you've said you've got aquamarine, so that would be my water. I would use that in the west. In the south, represents fire, so I have carnelian there. But you can have garnet, you could have fire agate, anything, sunstone, anything that you look at and go, oh, you remind me of fire, you have a fire energy about you, put that there. And then for the west is water. There we go then, girl. So that's it. And again, that is just that's just an option. You don't have to, but I do. I do like bringing in the directions and bringing in the elements. It's just a nice little thing to do there. Okay. But like I said, if anybody needs any reassurance or anything, drop me a message on Dan ROX or on my personal, and I will answer you the best I can. You know, even if you didn't have crystals, but you're into your oracle cards, use your oracle cards. If there's something missing, write it on a bit of paper. You know, if you didn't have crystals for your north, south, east, and west, write north, earth, east, air, south, fire, west, water, and write them down there. It's down to you. If you're a gardener, if you're green fingered, bring in the abundance of your flowers, your leaves, anything that you want to put into that. You're more like, I do massively crystals because that's what I'm into. So crack on and do an amazing job. All right. And I'll look forward to seeing the pictures. Again, feel free to private message me those pictures. I do like to see them. And if that is everything, then I thank you all for coming on. Don't forget, tomorrow we have got our live market at 5 o'clock. Then as soon as that's finished, we will be jumping over to Moon Kestrel to find out who's won the yantra for her birthday. And then at 7:30, we'll be going over onto Zoom to join Sue Weaver and Marcus for the full moon meditation, 7:30 to 8:30. So it'd be nice to see some of you people there too. And then Saturday night, we've got the amazing Patrick Gamble. He's going to be joining us to talk about his amazing spiritual artwork. So thank you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope that's helped you all. Take care. Have a good evening. Happy planning. Beam me up, Scotty.